Right. Well, good afternoon, Darren. First of all, another pre-season victory. Quite a good one, I understand.
Yeah, what did your team say? What did Murdoch and BA and Faye say? You're obviously Hannibal.
Yeah, well, obviously, yeah. Well, they thought it was a good performance, but they've been shot at anyway because they were casting dispersions and rumours around that were totally unfounded, and they should know better than to be putting them over the air. So I've given them a good talking to.
No, it was okay. It was again, you just get a little bit more serious as you get that little bit closer. And I thought the attitude of the players was good. I thought we tried a different shape again, different strategy, just in case, in terms of our learning for the season. And I thought their attitude to try and execute those new elements of our play were very good. Did it always work? No. But was there a good attitude in trying to make it work? Absolutely, yes. So I thought it was okay. I was really pleased, obviously, with with our work for the goals, because a lot of it was, preempted and refined on the training pitch. And yeah, it was a good outcome. When you win 3-0 in any game, it's an indictment of your control.
And any chance of Luke Wilkinson playing up front now?
Yeah.
He's got a bit of a screamer, didn't he?
No, yeah. I mean, him and Staunton have been a threat, and Dickinson as well. They've been a threat. I think they've all got 2 each in pre-season, which is quite rare. But no, it was a good finish from Luke. But he's got good technique. We know he's got good technique, and he's a threat for us in any sort of restart situation. But I was happy for him.
Now you've popped back to Birmingham and signed another player from them on loan, a defender, full-back. Tell us a little about him and what attracted you to him.
Well, we looked at the model we obviously had last year, and Birmingham were brilliant for us last year, and I've got to say we were very good for them, because we took a player in Romeo and in good faith, and I think he played more minutes than any other defender by the end of the year. So we gave him a lot of education and experience of the senior game, and he's gone on to obviously better himself this year at Stevenage. And we looked at that model again, and I looked at that, obviously Romeo working with Craig Woolcock, and I've looked at Ryan working with Carl, and thought he'd be a good fit. But Ryan's already played in the Championship. He's got fantastic technical ability, strong, not huge, not a monster. Normally my players are normally quite physical, sizable, but very strong, very athletic, good technique, lovely kid. From the Republic of Ireland, and I had a strong background in bringing players over from the north and south of Ireland when I was in the other clubs. So it's an area I've known well, and they produce some really, really good players and some very tough competitors. So he'll be a brilliant addition to us, because the congestion of games is going to be very tough, and also he gives us that. And I'm trying to be as respectful to Carl now as I can, but he gives us that athletic version of Carl. So he's. I've already said this to Carl's face, so I'm not doing anything untoward. But no, he's a brilliant addition, and we'll see a lot of him Saturday. A lot of him.
How did you see the experiment of the fans coming in on Tuesday night?
Oh, it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It was nice to have someone to talk to again. I like talking to the fans behind me during the game, and it was nice to have someone to talk to. Otherwise, I've got to talk to Terry all the time, and that can become very draining. Every time I ask for Terry's opinion, he always says when I was manager. He doesn't. But no, I talked to this. It was nice to have that interaction. It was lovely. I thought it was a really good touch actually from Carl Dickinson, who was obviously captain on the night. That he took all the players round, anyone who came, and applauded them for their attendance. I thought that was a really nice gesture from Carl, and it was very sincere and appreciative for them coming out and supporting us. On that one-off evening, it looks like.
Was it actually 1,000 or was it below that or not? I haven't seen a figure.
I haven't seen the figure. It definitely wasn't over 1,000, obviously. So let's call it 900, eh?
600.
Sorry.
I think Bath said around 600, but that could obviously be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but obviously the next question is the difficult one to answer, and we know we might get some answers later on this afternoon after this meeting of the National League. But I mean, how do you see it coming? I mean, are you full of doom and gloom, or are you hopeful that we'll be able to get round it somehow?
No, I think I'm like I think I'm like everyone. I'm just really confused by it all. I just don't get it. I don't get the science. I really don't get the science. I mean, we got to wear masks, we haven't got to wear masks. Masks work, masks don't work. The science says masks don't work. That's the science. Okay, so, but we still wear masks. The science is don't have large gatherings. Okay, so 300 people on the plane, 1,000 people on the train, 100 people on a London bus. What do we do? I mean, are they seriously telling me that standing in a stadium which has been protected and safeguarded is worse than sitting on a plane and flying out to Turkey, Spain, Portugal? Are they being serious? I mean, is that a serious thought process of our government? Because up until this point, I thought, my opinion was, whoever was in charge of our country during this time was on a lose-lose. Whatever happened, we was on lose-lose. Because the consequences were what the illness is going to kill people, and it has killed people, very sadly killed a lot of people. But this is madness. This is absolutely bonkers. And it's a shame. It really is a shame because, and I say this, and I'm saying this about an industry and something that can affect me and my family. Football will fall. It will die. It will be the ice age for football if this carries on. Everything will freeze and stop. Premier League will carry on doing what it does because it's ring fenced, like all the major businesses are. The EFL will fall. National League will fall. Step 3 will stay in and below because they can have 600 fans, which is probably 600 fans, Step 3 and below, sometimes 200% of their average. So it's they'll be fine, which is brilliant, absolutely great. Got a lot of friends in those levels, but potentially we're potentially looking at football's ice age. That's what we're looking at, and that's very worrying, isn't it? I mean, talk about if you want to be glass half full or glass half empty. When you start thinking about the consequences of these decisions, unless they come out with this, with a package, a financial package to secure us, how can you play? I don't know how you can play. Even job protection schemes and furlough schemes and the new scheme that they've introduced today, which I don't fully kind of get yet, but even if you've got to pay £3 in every £10. If you're paying out £3 and you've got no income, it's still a loss. It doesn't matter if it's 10p in £10. If you've got no income, it's still a loss. So it's a very, very worrying time for the industry, and those of us that are in it.
Do you think that the Premier League don't exactly help the situation with regard to the government putting their hand in their pocket specifically for football? When you see, Chelsea paying £200 million for players this season, Man United's supposed to be paying £108 million for Sanchez. I mean, it doesn't exactly do any help, does it?
I don't really subscribe to that. Look, there's teams in our league, in the National League, and it's been out all over social media. There's teams in our league that are levying heavily on starting the season behind closed doors. So there are teams in the National League that can finance their football club without any income. Brilliant. Bravo. Good for you. Who are you going to play against?
Yeah.
Who are you going to play against? Because let's keep it nice and simple. let's say in every league there are, in a league of 24, let's say there's 4 teams that can do that, and that would be probably the average. 4 teams in every league that could probably finance their season. They can have 6 games.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's all right saying we got to start. How can you start? How can you start? Unless there's money that comes in via financial aid or comes in through consumer revenue. I don't know what the world expects. I want to do my job. But this is a trade. It's my passion. It's my hobby. But it's also my trade. I've spent a lot of money qualifying myself for certain positions. I've spent a lot of years working a way up a ladder that I started at the very, very bottom for. I can't do this. I can't be football manager for nothing. I'll have to go and do something. You know, you have to go and do something else. And Lee Collins can't be a footballer for nothing. Charlie Lees and Dickinson's have got 3-4 kids. So unless there's some protection, and it's easy for us to say, give us money. But it's the only way, because we're now being held back. The safe part of this reopening is, I mean, Scott has come out and said they've spent nearly £80,000. You know, safeguarding and protecting our football club for supporters to come in a safe environment. By the way, I thought the supporters were magnificent the other night in terms of their discipline and their conduct. £80,000. Who's going to pay that back?
It's a major problem for sure. You know,
but there's no logic to it. There's absolutely.
That's the most disturbing part.
Absolutely.
There is no logic.
Absolutely. You know, so let's say, for example,
wedding, but you could have 30 for a funeral.
Let's for example, I'm going to do this. If they suspend this league, I'm getting on a plane. I'm going on holiday.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on holiday.
Yeah.
I can go on a plane as long as I wear a scientifically unproven mask.
Yeah. I have a nice holiday.
But it's madness. It's madness. Absolutely madness. So, you know, I saw something on social media the other day. President Trump at a rally in a state, I can't remember the state he was in. I think it was reported that there was 150,000 people at this rally.
Yeah, but then again, look at the number of COVID cases in America.
I know, but I mean, I can't. We're all dealing with the same illness, right? But we're all dealing with it differently. But the same outcome is everywhere. People have died. People are dying. People have died. People will continue to die. It blows my mind. It really does. Actually, I'd like to be in charge of this country. Me and that changing room will get this place sorted out. Double sharpish.
But moving on, if we can.
Of course.
Saturday's game, I take it, is still on, is it?
Yes.
As far as you know at the moment.
Yeah.
But that's again behind closed doors, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Now we hear that Darren Betchett has moved to Plymouth. Is that right?
Yeah, he has. Darren's left us and taken up a position at the early part of the week. It was a position he had to take. I encouraged him to take it because he's a good man, you know, first and foremost. Since I've been here, apart from Terry, I've not spent more time with any other individual than Darren, you know. So it's he had to take it, everything for his family, the financial package, the opportunity to work, you know, in League One. He had to take it. There was no way he could not have turned it down. So, good luck to him. He's a very talented man, very, very talented man. Got a wonderful future ahead of him. He's right at the start of his career, and his qualities have been recognised very quickly. So, I'm delighted for him.
But obviously, sorry to lose him at Yeovil.
Yeah, but it happens. I was sorry to see Miles go. You know, I was sorry to see Mark Richards go, Chris Dagnall, Craig Alcock, Stuart Nelson. I was sorry to see them all go, you know, but it happens. It's a job, and you know, you we work for certain reasons, and Darren's ticked a lot of boxes by making this move, and I completely get it.
There's been a few suggestions that if the league do decide to carry on, they're talking about maybe streaming games. Would you be behind that sort of suggestion?
Nah, it's
on
rubbish.
On the websites and that?
You can do it, but it's not going to do anything. It's going to give the supporters a chance to watch us play, but they'll get frustrated. And in terms of the business model of the football club, it's no different to pay-per-view boxing. You know, when you get your pay-per-view boxing, I normally do it with like 5 other mates and that, and we'll probably stick a tenner in each, and we'll watch the fight, and it's cost us a tenner to watch the fight. But and that's what people will do, won't they? I mean,
yeah.
For example, this is another one. Right, let me go back onto the rant. It's not about elastic bands, but it's a good rant. So, my family, who live in Hertfordshire, can't drive 2 hours, because that's probably all it is, to Kings Lynn to watch the game in an open air stadium with social distancing and blah 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 and all that mumbo jumbo in place. But they can go to a pub and watch it on BT Sport. So
yeah.
if you had a choice Saturday whether to watch that game at home on your own or go to a pub and watch it on BT Sport, what would you do? I know what I'd do. I'd be straight down the pub. Straight down.
Exactly.
So I'm going to now sit and watch that game and I called this on Tuesday night, in an incubated environment rather than in the fresh air, which is scientifically proven to have less transmission. What are we doing?
If you were a fly on the wall this afternoon at this National League meeting, what sort of support do you think the playing on will generate, as opposed to people saying no, we just can't afford to go forward with it?
I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. Look, do I want to play the games? Of course I want to play the games. I want to do my job. I enjoy doing my job. I want to start a new season, all that sort of stuff. Me personally, I think we're letting the government off the hook by starting the season.
Mm-hmm.
It's too easy. It's too easy to say we play behind closed doors. It's too easy.
Yeah.
Why? Business can't last. You can't. What would happen? Let's say let's put it into another field. If I'm the owner of Top Man Top Shop, or a retail outlet, Next, Zara, any of those kind of high street chains. Let's say you open them shops up. It's the same as opening them shops up, but saying you're not allowed out your house. No one's going to do that. Why should football be any different?
No, I agree.
Madness.
Well, finally, the only answer was obviously then you better get over to Hollywood, get a couple of people over and get them to invest 2 million like Wrexham have done.
Yeah, well, that's them. When they employed me, they had Brad Pitt on board anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And Clooney. Terry can be Clooney. More like Martin Clunes.
Yeah, we've got it, haven't we? That's true.
I have to hammer Terry. Okay. It's just in my blood. Sorry.
That's right. I
do love that man.
That's me done today anyway. Thank you.
Top man.
Darren, were clubs really involved in any conversation with the National League regarding today's meeting?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. It's a board meeting, so I'm guessing it's just going to be the board, which obviously Scott's part of. But I've no idea if there was any communication with other clubs prior to the board meeting. I can't really affect it. I've got to a stage in my life where I only really worry about things that I can control. The other stuff I don't really worry about because it's just beyond control, and you end up wasting a lot of energy and a lot of time on nonsense and nothing. And I've got enough going on in my personal and professional world to not have any more really. So I've no idea.
And have any sort of conversations happened around contracts and your loan signs at the minute if there are delays to the league?
No.
No.
No. Nothing.
Do you reckon it will come out of whatever's said today? I
don't know. No idea. Listen, if it's dead simple on loans because they just go back to their parent club, don't they? Most of them are in the EFL. Is there anyone outside? No, no one's in the outside the EFL. So all our loans are from the EFL clubs. They go back to their EFL clubs. They're still playing behind closed doors. I would imagine they go back to them.
Will your preparations change at all? You'll still train as normal and
oh yes, yeah. We're carrying on again. You know, talking about controllables and uncontrollables. Is the only thing I can still control really is what we do in training, how hard we work, and for how long we do it. So it's that's one of the things I do get an opportunity to think about, and I enjoy thinking about that sort of stuff because that's my upbringing and my trade. So we're just normal. We're enjoying. I've said it so many times. I love being with this group of players. Absolutely, you know, just had a kind of an in-house meeting with some of the senior players, and I love hearing what they see and their opinions and their thoughts. They're brilliant characters, and you know, and some seriously strong football people. You know, when you listen to a Carl Dickinson about his views on football, it's such an interesting take on football. Charlie's the same, you know, Collins is the same. They're very interesting to listen to. So, they're a very it's a very entertaining conversation that doesn't stay on football for too long.
I think that's all from me. Short and sweet today, Darren.
All right, lads.
Yeah, thanks, Darren.
Go careful. Hey, listen, remember, take that 8-hour flight to America, but don't go into a football stadium.
Cheers, Darren.
See you later.